Why would you want to make a nut butter from scratch? My motivation is very simple. Our family loves nut butters and we really eat a lot of them. While some of them are reasonably priced and easy to find, like peanut butter, some others can get very expensive and honestly, depending on where you live, they can also be difficult to buy. I haven't come across a good quality pistachio butter for quite a while now. All the ones that I've seen in our local shops either have unnecessary added ingredients like sugar and oils, or for some reason they separate really badly. I'm in no mood to pay €10 for precious pistachio butter to end up with pistachio oil on top and inedible thick pistachio gunk at the bottom of the jar. I bought the pistachios with the shell on because they're cheaper that way, and I honestly find repetitive activities like opening them really soothing and relaxing. But you can totally buy them without the shell, roasted with no added salt, and simply toss them in a powerful blender. Once they are crushed, you might notice that a lot of them will stick to the sides of the blender with only the center moving. This is no cause for alarm, you will just need to have a little bit of patience, switch the blender off once every while, and scrape the walls down towards the center. Now, if you have a blender that's intended for making nut butters, this should be enough. However, I wanted to share the trick that I use with my regular kind of blender to make sure that the nut butter has the right consistency. I add extra virgin coconut oil. I think the flavor of the pistachios and the coconut go together just beautifully. And it's definitely a healthier kind of oil than the rapeseed oil or sunflower oil that I usually see added to nut butters found in the store. Towards the end, I add a pinch of sea salt, and that's it. I'm definitely not the right person to ask for how long you can store this, because there's literally a war at our house for this pistachio butter once I make it. If you ever had a newborn baby, I can totally guess what this might remind you of, but I promise you it's absolutely delicious. Quite a lot of the nut butter always gets stuck on the walls and on the bottom of my blender, so once I'm done, I pour in a little cup of warm plant milk and give it a quick whiz. Sometimes I use this for a pistachio iced coffee, but today I decided to make some pistachio yogurt for my husband because he really likes it. Simply mixed with some plain Greek yogurt and a little bit of maple syrup. Delicious, and not 1 spoon of pistachio butter wasted. And as for the rest of it, we use it mainly as a topping. For pancakes, yogurt, oatmeal, you name it. It goes really with anything. And more than anything, goes really quick. Main culprits being me and my husband. Please don't tell him, but sometimes I actually hide the jar so that there is some left for me. Now let's set something straight. I do make pistachio butter regularly, that is not a lie, but the main reason why I made it this time was this chocolate. My YouTube was full of people trying the viral Dubai chocolate. I have no intentions of going to Dubai anytime soon, and this is the only one I could find locally. It's not horrible, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't what I expected, probably because it's not authentic, and so I thought, let me try do my own thing. And because I'm doing my own thing, of course I will try to make it a bit better for you. My tried and tested favorite way to make chocolate at home, and a lot of mess, is mixing coconut oil, cocoa and some sort of sweetener. Now, because I'm trying to make a healthier Dubai chocolate, I'm gonna see if I can get away with using just the protein powder, which is already sweet, and just a little bit of maple syrup. Try as I might, I didn't manage to get my hands on the shredded phyllo pastry you need for the filling for the Dubai chocolate. And maybe that's a good thing. I decided to experiment and crushed up some protein cereal to mix with the pistachio butter. And then inspiration struck again, as I remembered another crunchy thing that I have in my cupboard, and it's full of protein. Protein biscuits. I crushed those up too, to make 2 different versions and see which one I like better. Once I figured out the perfect recipe, I might go ahead and buy a proper chocolate mold, but for now, silicone cupcake molds should work just fine. Chocolate on the bottom, pistachio filling in the middle, and more chocolate on top. I'm thinking the next time I'll be making these, it might be better to add the protein powder to the pistachio cream rather than to the chocolate, because it makes it a little bit too thick and unchocolatey. Usually when I'm making my homemade chocolate with coconut oil, cocoa and maple syrup, it's nice and smooth and easy to work with, unlike this one. But what really matters is the taste. I'm not silly enough to expect the real deal. If you want the real deal, you have to follow the recipe, I suppose. Or buy the real genuine Dubai chocolate. But for something sort of inspired by it, and good for you, these were actually pretty great. If you're wondering why I chopped them into tiny pieces, we're still not going to Dubai anytime soon, and I would love for these to last at least for 2 days. Then I can make a new, even better batch. Thanks for watching, and see you soon!